Finally, we're having another time skip to see the adult forms of Rhaenyra and Alicent, and to see now that Viserys is getting so old, he's looking like the skeleton from He-Man. I'm afraid how it's gonna happen to him the next time skip when he's gonna transform into a literal skeleton. More drama is happening, and I don't think it's slowing down. It's gonna get way worse from now on. So stick with me to find out. So let's talk about the latest two episodes from the House of the Dragons. So let's get to the video. Okay, so just like I said, the time skip happened now. So we're having Rhaenyra with the new actress and Alicent with the new actress. And of course, now we have new actors, which are the kids, which are going to be really important in the case for the show to go on. And it's going to be way harder now to keep up with all the characters' names, so I'm going to mess up in all of them, okay? So in case of Rhaenyra has three children, okay? She has two sons and had another son with Laenor, the gay guy that was from the Valeris family. But then you see that they knew biology back then, because Laenor is black with the white hair, Rhaenyra is white with the white hair, and then suddenly they are all grown ups with black hair, like straight black hair, so it doesn't look like them. But suddenly they look like Harry Strong, which is the son from the Hand of the King, which kind of everyone knows that she has a son with him because of how similar they look to their father. Laenor, I think he doesn't care, even though he does think, with quotes on it, that it is their sons. Like he respects her for doing that, because they already tried to have babies, but it didn't work. I wonder why, because now she wants to have pleasure in all the relationships, which is right, but at the end of the day, they're not having any children whatsoever. So she had with a wrong in the wrong way, with Howrin. And at the end he kind of dies, so we're not gonna see more of him, either from him or his father, because his father told him, you're gonna go away, because we're gonna go away. I'm gonna reclaim my title of Hand of the King, and then we're gonna go back to Harrenhal. And then their son, his youngest son, kills him because of Alicent tells him, take care of them, you know what I mean? And then he just, take care of him. Okay, I'll put a fire in our house. So now he's the Lord of Harrenhal, and he's gonna be a big part on the Dance of the Dragons. And then we see the Daemon now is married to Laena, which is Laena's sister, and they're having another son. He has two daughters and having another son or daughter, I think a son. And Laena is having the same problem as the Viserys, as Rhaenyra's mother had, having the baby, which was, or we take out the baby from the belly, then probably, Laena's gonna die, because it is a very hard procedure to be done. And then, they don't do it, so the baby just stays there to die. Laena is already bad with all of that, because, she's not free, because Laena needs to stay with her husband, and the husband just doesn't want to go back to Driftsmark, which is Laena's house. So she goes, I think her hair got all messed up also because of the loss of the baby. So she goes to her dragon, which is a fantastic dragon. I think it's the biggest one. And she just says Dracarys to herself, which is the best way if you can kill yourself. It is by a dragon, brilliant, but unfortunately she dies. So this is going to be a very important thing for the latest episode, the 7th episode. And we see also the other sons, which is the Alicent Hightower's sons already grown up, Aegon, Aemon, and the daughter, which is gonna marry Aegon in the future, because they don't care about marrying them amongst themselves, which is a thing that maybe because of that, as a theory, because of that, all the Targaryens that came after that, they were pretty messed up in their head because of this interrelationship between brothers and cousins and uncles, and this thing messed up their lineage, because they try to maintain their lineage so pure. Because if you're not doing it with your cousin, which is a Targaryen, you're gonna do it with a Valerian, which is almost the same lineage, And then we see already a bit of how are the sons and how it's gonna portray them, the personalities. And then it's developed more in this episode. It's going to be developed more because they're going to be grown-ups, But in the next episode, the 7th episode, it is the Laena's funeral, and everything is so bad because Rhaenyra knows that Harry is dead. she doesn't seem to care that much. She cares about it a little bit in the beach with Damon, but not as much after it. And then everyone's so sad because of everything. And then through these episodes, first of just to quick drop out here. You see Viserys. Jesus Christ, Viserys is gonna be so dead in the next time skip because he looks like he's gonna die tomorrow. Like he looks so unhealthy. Like he's pale. His skin is dry. I don't know what it is. Like it looks like he's actually dying. And but anyway, and now with the Hand of the King dead, the new Hand of the King is gonna be Alicent's father again. He's everywhere. He's trying to influence politics and everything, and influence even more Alicent's mind, which is already really confused. And with also Sir Crystal, which he had like a pain in the ass because both of them are really jealous of Rhaenyra because Rhaenyra gets to do actually what she wants, and Alicent needs to be all good. She needs to handle everything, and then Rhaenyra doesn't. Blah blah blah. She's just jealous, because she didn't have to marry the king. She chose that, her father chose that. My ass, you could have said no, okay? So you destroyed your relationship with Rhaenyra, okay? And so Crystal, of course, because he doesn't get to stay with her because of political reasons, and now he stays with Alicent to actually destroy Rhaenyra and make her life a mess. But Crystal, he is the worst god ever because, he needs to be all so cool, all certain, all things correctly. And all of a sudden, he's just unpolite. He's always doing the things wrong. And then he's still in charge of something. Like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. He annoys me. Like, this guy is annoying me. Like, he just annoys. I don't hate him. He annoys me. And then we see, Daemon finally having with Rhaenyra because they can be together, so to speak, because now he doesn't have a wife, so he feels safe to be with her a bit. And then they try to think like maybe we can marry, but this I'll show what happens later in the episode, because now let's focus more on the children, because the children are the hellhole. Rhaenyra's children, they are fine, but Viserys' children, Jesus Christ, Aegon, it's crazy. He's crazy. He's the oldest one, so he always drinking around. He's always making bad things, like a young kid would do. Like, yeah, every kid is annoying, okay, and all of them are. And then Aemon, which is the middle son, he's very curious about having a dragon because they were making fun of him because you don't have a dragon yet. So he goes and sees Laena's dragon. Laena is dead. So there's a dragon. So in certainty, the dragon would pass on to the next member of the family. But then Aemon went there and then tried to go up in the dragon. He calmed the dragon and flew with him. Although he almost died with it. I saw this and my father was seeing with me the episode. He was laughing because he was almost dying, and then he came back with the dragon. And when Laena's daughters, they were like, this was supposed to be my dragon, blah blah blah. And they're kind of assholes, Aemon and Aegon. But Aemon was more, he was so out of, because he already won a dragon, like, so he felt with the right to attack them and then attack all over the place and putting rocks in people's head and everything happened. And then I think the youngest son from Rhaenyra, he gets a knife and then cuts his eye out like this, and then the guards come there and they separate everything. And then the best part of the series, because it's how the series is so good, because you're not into that much. Of course, you're into the battles, but this one didn't had any battles, and it was one of my favorite episodes because of how the tension it has from the families. Because now basically everyone knows that they are bastards. Everyone knew, but now it's more well known because the kids are telling themselves like they're bastards. The kids are telling them, so they're hearing from someone, which is Alicent, of course. And then Viserys gets pissed off and said, if someone says that, I'm gonna cut the tongue out. It's a lie, it's bullshit. So no one can say that, which I think was a bold move to make. You know what I mean? Because he could get a coup all the way. Because of the lies that he's telling. And then like Alicent is getting totally out of her mind, you know. I know you need to be protective around your kids, and it was an accident, you know, but she was so bad, like she wasn't even listening to anything. She was like, oh, it needs to be an eye for an eye, you know, an eye for an eye, because they took my son's eye, and now I'm gonna take your son's eye. So, and then everything got resolved, everything else. Then all of a sudden, Allison gets the dagger that Viserys has, goes straight up to Rhaenyra's child, and then goes there with the knife to try to kill her. And then there's like a, you know, like, not like a battle, like Rhaenyra holding Allison, saying like, what are you doing? You're just jealous, or oh, I don't know what it is. But Allison says like she's doing everything wrong, and all this thing. Like I love all this novel thing that has with Game of Thrones, and you know I feel bad for Alicent, but fuck it, because she doesn't, like, Rhaenyra is not her fault, you know. You can be jealous or whatever you want, but take someone's eye, like, in purpose. And Aemon says the best thing ever. He says, like there's no problem, Mom, because at the end of the day, I lost an eye, but I got a dragon. Like, it's way better. Like, I would take my eye out to get a dragon. Come on, it's pathetic, you know. And then Daemon gets the brilliant idea to, you know, let's marry each other. But Rhaenyra remembers like, oh, I'm married to Laenor. You know what are you gonna do? And then when I saw that, I was like, Daemon is cold-hearted because his idea was to kill Laenor. You know, I'm so bad for him and her wife, because they already passed through so much. And you know, he called the guy that used to date blindly. He used to date, you know, Laenor. So he calls him to go there and try to kill him, you know. But it gets a little bit cloudy on if he was trying to make a scene to see if it was like a murder scene, or he actually wanted Laenor to leave. Because at the end of the day, Laenor made a way that he was dead. Like, they were fighting. You know, his boyfriend was like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, blah blah blah. And then they fighting, and then when everyone comes to see what's happening, you just see a body in the fire. So it's somewhere over there. We don't know who. But then Laenor cuts all of his hair down, and then he just flees with his boyfriend. And you know, so technically he's dead. So right next to it, we don't have any development of that. They just marry each other. No, Rhaenyra and Daemon married themselves, and we know two things. You know, they're gonna have more sons. I think they're gonna have 2 more sons, and not only that, but you're gonna see more development of all this drama happening. You know, maybe Viserys will be dead because he's already a dead man walking, so it would be fair for him to be dead by now. And we're gonna have another time skip. You know, because. I don't think they develop enough these things, but I don't think this is the most important thing of the series, to see all the development of these kids. I think they're showing the most important things, and then they skip everything to see what happened to them, you know. I think this is the focus of the series. I'm not having any problem with it, even though that I would like to see more of the story, but maybe making the story longer just to seem that is a big history doesn't make any sense, you know. The Hobbit was a clear example of that, because they made 3 movies and they didn't have to do that, you know. Didn't make any sense. So, you know, I'm loving it, so I want to see your opinions. So leave a like and subscribe, and I see you on the next video. Goodbye and peace.